Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook with your host Edward McQueen and April Garner Davis.
Say we go live. Good evening to our viewers, and just a tad bit late, but that's okay. I mean, hopefully it's okay. We just want to make sure we bring you a good product, okay? And speaking of products, good afternoon, April. How are you doing?
Good afternoon, Brother Edward. I am good. We're not late. We're on time. We're on time. We're waiting for them to come on in the room.
Oh, that's okay. All right. So, wow. So, we got some news today, April, and you're responsible for this, but I was excited about this type of information that I think I've been trying to kind of get in depth of for a long time. Maybe I didn't have the time, but anyway, for those of us who have products, and there's a lot of us out there with products that needs to be showcased, April, especially in the food line and stuff like that. They just didn't know where to go, right? Do you agree with that?
Okay. It's hard if you're a Black entrepreneur trying to be a vendor, not knowing how to get your product out to the public.
Out to the public. Yeah. So look, April, I think you communicated in more in depth with this with our guests. So do you mind taking it to the next level?
Absolutely. So first of all, we'd like to thank all of our viewers for joining us this evening. Those of you on Facebook and on YouTube, welcome to WCM Live tonight. And Verdell Beckman, we see you watching from Colombia. She is probably our #1 fan. She's usually in the room. The first one in the room, as a matter of fact. And she says, it's not okay. You need to start on time. Well, Ms. Verdell, there's a lot that goes into putting on a show, and we have to build up an audience and play our intro reel and all the other good things before we can get into the topic. So we appreciate your patience. And if you will, share this broadcast across your social media so that people can understand more about what we're talking about tonight. They can get in on this good news. So we have the pleasure of speaking with a gentleman out of Florence, South Carolina, who has a community grocery store. It's a co-op business model, and it's specifically targeting Black entrepreneurs, Black vendors who would love to have some shelf space to sell their foods, their products, and typically, like hair care products, household items that they've invented or manufactured. One thing that kind of caught my eye whenever I was kind of checking out some things that I saw about him on social media, there were 3 young girls, I would say maybe ages 8 to 10, and they had this cute little lemonade that they started called Do Delicious Lemonade, and they had the cute T-shirts, and their product was all bottled up, Brother Edward, and they were stocking the shelves in this grocery store. So, one thing that we know about our communities, meaning underserved communities, Black communities, typically, is that a lot of these communities kind of sit smack dab in the middle of a food desert. And what that means is that there's, the opportunity to buy fresh fruits, vegetables, produce, even meats or whatever it is that you want to consume. There's not always a big opportunity to purchase these items in close proximity of where you live. So if you think about even like the Conway area and what is, traditionally been known as where most of the Black neighborhoods are situated, Piggly Wiggly used to be the place, right? That was kind of centrally located, and everyone could get to Piggly Wiggly if they're coming from Myrtle Beach, take the bypass, or, come into Conway, go around the circle, get to the beach. If they're riding a bus, it was right in front of the bus station, if you want to say in front of the bus station. And it was an easy spot for them to get their groceries. I'm getting ready to go way back, Brother Edward. You remember A&P? A&P that you see? A&P. Those kinds of grocery stores don't even exist anymore in the community in Conway. We have the Food Lions, and of course, if you go a couple of bridges over, your Kroger's and your Publix and all of that. But even the Food Lions are probably 10 miles, 5 miles, or whatever away from. And so Yeah, and so and there aren't very many produce stands that are like in close proximity of homes. You have to know where to go to get the goods, right? So this particular concept definitely addresses that type of challenge, but also it addresses the idea of generating and recirculating wealth in our community through this co-op concept where Black owned products, I should say, Black manufactured products are featured. And so we have Timothy Waters here tonight, and he is going to talk about his community grocery. And we also are going to talk about the Juneteenth celebration that he has planned around this grocery store. And we're just going to kind of find out what his inspiration was for starting this actual business. So, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tim Waters, how are you doing?
Hey, thank you. Welcome. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Yes, it's great to see you.
Great to be seen. Great to be seen.
It's all right, man. It's okay. You're gonna show us some stuff. Some of the stuff I'm sure I've never seen before. But look, we were talking in prepping for this, and I forgot to ask you if we had a photo of where your store, how your store looks like inside, from the outside.
Right.
Maybe we could pull it up online or something. I don't know.
I have a couple of photos that I can share, Brother Edward.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'll pull those up while we're talking. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
But Mr. Tim, I'll say Tim. You said I can call you Tim.
Yeah. Yes, ma'am.
First of all, let's start with just a very brief introduction of who you are. You're in Florence, South Carolina, and tell us just a little bit about yourself.
Okay. I'm born and raised Florence, right here, a native. I went to Northwest Elementary School in Florence. I went to McKenzie Elementary School in Florence. I went to Williams Middle School in Florence. I went to Wilson High School in Florence, and I went to Francis Marion College in Florence.
Wow.
So I'm just a Florence native, and I went to Francis Marion College in Florence. And I was a computer science major. But back then, I thought I was going to be the next Tyler Perry. So I used to write plays. So I got a job with the PD Community Action Agency as a grants writer. So for 25 years, 25 years, all I did was write grants. My boss would put me in this room, and they said, "You don't have no job. If you don't write a grant for your next check, you ain't got no job." So I would probably, for real. So I would put out about 20 or 30 grants, and I used to as a little boy, there always was this convenience store, and I always wondered why my mom would send me to the store with a bag. And then she'd come back home and I would be able to go to the movies. I said, well, wait a minute. How did I get that? So right then and there, I wanted to be in the grocery business because food, shelter, clothing. So as a little boy, I always wanted to build a grocery store in my neighborhood. So that's kind of where I am now. It took me 20 years to build this grocery store. I mean, it took me a long time. 38 banks turned me down. It was a lot. But a lot of people helped me along the way, and so here today I'm sort of coming back alive, having been in a renaissance, and kind of that's where I am right now.
Mm-hmm. Wow. So that's a beautiful story, actually, because you pretty much have described, the fact that you were inspired as a little boy growing up in Florence, and you held on to that inspiration as an idea or a vision that you had for the future, and Brother Edward has a summer jobs program. And right now, we launched it for the first time today, as a matter of fact. This was the first class. And we talked to the students about the fact that, your major may not be the same. What you think you're going to do in high school may change either before you get to college or while you're in college. So, computer science, you're talking about that. But you ended up in the grocery store business. And so that's amazing, though, because this is not only a way for you to make a living, but it's also a way for you to give back to your community, right?
Yes, very much so. Very much so.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So,
great, man.
Yeah, go ahead, brother.
Food is big business. I'm going to tell you. You know that right now. I guess you've been sustainable for 20 years, you said, right?
Yeah. Oh, no, it took me 20 years to get into the business. And I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
I want you to know, I just want someone to take a look at my business plan. You talking about? Let me tell you something. If you want to go,
didn't get along.
If you want to go into business, You better make sure you have your documentation. You better make sure you have your plan. You better make sure you have your thesis together. So it took a while, you know. I mean, so I was able to take that business plan and I was able to bring it to fruition. Did I give up? Yes. There were times when I went home crying. I vividly remember riding on my bike and writing the name of the store on the ground and saying, Jesus, you can do it. God, you can help. And so any entrepreneur out there, first thing you want to do is get your business plan together, because it is a breathing, living organism that can actually propel you to your dreams.
How many pages is in that particular plan?
It's 879 pages.
Wow.
So you know, I really learned the business before, you know, by being a grants writer. All I did was sit and research, and all I did was talk about grocery store. So one thing they could never take from me, I got my Super Bowl on October the 27th, 2021, when I opened those doors, and it was a beautiful thing.
So I won't ask you to elaborate on your success. It seems like you've lamented it already. Giving us a little synopsis of it, and your journey getting to where you are right now. Yes. And again, I'll go back to the old saying that food is big business. So you have what are some new products that you think most people are not aware of right now, and that you need to kind of like get them.
Well, one of the things that I've done, and that's a segue into why we're here tonight. One of the things I've done is that I've created a community grocery store. In other words, what I've done was I figured out a way. I call the UX Stock Exchange, and I figured out a way to sell shares to my store. And right now I have over 585 shareholders. That means people that gave me $25 so that I can not necessarily build the store, but put product in the store. My youngest shareholder is Miles. He's 2 months old. So I've already passed it on to the next generation. So now with these shareholders, I were able to sustain the store because I couldn't find a distributor. You know, it's kind of hard once those big distributors say they're not going to provide you with groceries. So what I did was I put a call out to the community for products, and it just went viral. I'm getting 300 to 400 calls a day with people wanting to put products in there, wanting to help, wanting to share. So it's kind of like Jamal Bryant, the pastor down in Atlanta. He's telling you not to go to Target. But what you got to realize is, where do we go if we don't go to Target? So I've got a lot of new products, and I'm just excited to share a few of them with you, and just can't wait to have you come down and shop the store, brother McCall.
McQueen, that's okay. Well, you know, hopefully if I get that opportunity to visit that store, and so just out of the blue, how many square feet does it encompass?
I got it's 16,000 square feet. I got a meat room where I cut my meat. I got a cold storage room, so I actually cut my fresh meat every day. That means that you can. It's like the old timey butcher. You remember, you can go to the butcher and get your hams cut. I can do that. Actually, I learned how to cut meat. That's a big thing, because now I can get a grass-fed cow. I can get a grass-fed cow, and you'll know where that cow come from. And with most of the beef in the low-income community in these supermarkets come from Mexico, and man, you eating poison. I mean, you eating so much chemicals and pesticides that, you know, you go to a certain big box store. I ain't gonna call their name. The meat stay red for 3 weeks. There ain't no way in the world no meat supposed to be red for 3 weeks unless they put some additives. So now I'm dealing with a lot of African American farmers and growers, and we are producing our own food and selling.
I think Robert Kennedy Jr. just addressed that issue about meat staying red for 3 weeks. He's got to get rid of the red dye.
Yeah, just like he got rid of fluoride out that water. You ain't gonna be able to chew it. Hello. Well, anyway, let's just. I agree with you, sir. Yeah. We need to watch what we eat now, especially now, because our country is going down a backwards health path. We're going the opposite way.
Yeah, April a few seconds ago was describing how far our two major food lines were from at each point from the neighbors, from citizens in Conway. Somebody gave it a description some time ago. We had a guest on that said that we're actually in a food desert.
Yes.
In our area.
Yes,
okay. I don't know if that exists in Florence. That you're part of Florence.
Well, I'm glad you said it. There's two things that people don't realize. Not only are you in a food desert, you're also in a food swamp. And what is a food? Florence is a food swamp. You want to know what a swamp is? I can tell you about Florence, the area that I live in. Within my area, in less than 5 minutes, you can drive to 6 McDonald's. You can drive to 7 Burger Kings. You can drive to 3 Wendy's. You can drive to 2 Pizza Huts. You can walk to you can walk to the less Chick-fil-A. So a food swamp is just as worse as a food desert because we are inundated with terrible food and high cholesterol and things like that.
From the swamp.
From the swamp. But the only way you're going to get out there is they create a food swamp and they give us, we live in a food desert, so we have no choice but to be unhealthy. But now there's a revolution that's happening amongst us as people. We're wanting to know where our food came from, and we're starting to eat healthy. Even the products we put on our face and lotion, there's a massive movement out there. And it's a whole lot bigger than me, man, a whole lot bigger than me.
Well, you were able to tell us about it. I'm thankful for that. Okay, and we needed kind of information, you know. And I asked you about the size because about the size of the store. I was trying to envision all that you can put in there since you showcase vendors' products. Right? Yes, sir. So at any one time, how many vendors do you have if it's not proprietary?
When I was under the other big box thing, I could carry 3,000 products, and they all came from one warehouse. But what happened is that once that disappeared, and I had to create another segment, I started carrying African American products. And right now, I got over 51 products in my store. She mentioned those girls. Here is the lemonade. These young ladies, these are three sisters. One of them go to Williams, one of them go to North Vista, and they make lemonade. It's called Delicious Lemonade. I can't keep it in the store. I mean, that's from South Carolina. Now, I also have a company called True Detergent. Did you know they make African Americans make detergent? This company right here, and you can smell it. This company right here makes more detergent than the law allows. This is some very good product. Very good product. I mean, I got a fishing company that makes hats from California. I mean, I got a jam. This lady makes mustardine juice right from mustardine juice. Mustardine juice. There's a lot of preservative. And of course, I got barbecue. But one of the products that will hit my head is I got this guy we went to North Carolina. He makes some soap, and if you look at that soap, the name of that soap is Funk Away. I was like, Funk Away, and let me tell you something. Funk Away will put the fuck away. So if it's kind of like
that's fork, right? Let's make it clear so people.
Like
He's saying funk, F-U-N-K.
Funk. Okay.
Come on now, McQueen. You know Boots and Collins.
You look like you was on the mothership.
You look like you was hanging out with the mothership now. I'm sorry, sir. That was a fraudulent slip.
It's okay.
But yes, sir.
Yes. I just want to make sure my audience had clarity on that.
Yes,
because it sounded like something like we'll start off with vulgar, but then because if they don't have a good microphone, they may misinterpret it for something.
No. One thing about it,
because I want to get to your store one day. God willing, I'm going to get there.
So. Yes, sir. So we got a plethora of products. We got some shea butter that was made right here, and this butter right here came from California. I mean, I'm getting products from all over the world because I have a platform now where I can develop your product and put it on the shelf and test it. And now this product is what you really want to hear about. These next products are what you really want to hear about. How many of you have ever been? How many of you have ever been to those convenience stores and you've seen these? The Ziploc bags with no ingredients on it. See what this represents. What this represents. I've got a group that we work with now. I can take your product and go from your kitchen recipe to a manufacturer where you can sell it in the store. That's unheard of. Right now, there's a process where I got a gentleman where we can take your products because we have a store that we can put in. So if there's an entrepreneur that wants to become a vendor, if you entrepreneur that wants to put your product in the store, I can show you how to do that.
Right. I think a lot of people want to hear that.
Yeah. So I think I got a link. That we'll put it up a little bit later when it comes up. But there's a link that shows you how you can actually do that. I've already developed a process. Now, there are probably about 60 to 70 people that's standing behind me that's helping me do this. There's no way in the world I could do this by myself. As a matter of fact, I got somebody in the corner putting a finger at me, say, don't put that soap up there no more. Don't put that soap up there no more. So they making sure I stay on point, sir. And I know they're going to get me for that. But that was the one fraudulent slip other than your name. But I was able to cover your name when I called you. I kept going.
That's all right, brother. All right, brother. The damage is done, so don't worry about it.
I'm on top of it, Mr. McQueen. You can
the damage is done, so don't worry about it.
All right.
Okay. No, but those products, man. And one thing in particular I was really impressed with, and that was the muscadine. You said jam.
Yeah. They got a muscadine jam,
The muscadine grape, yeah.
And muscadine jam, and then they got this muscadine. This is the one that I drink all the time. This is, you know, you drink that grape juice. This is the muscadine grape juice. It has about 14. It can take the toxins out of your body. When I started drinking this, I started going to the restroom a lot. But what I found out, I noticed that it started cleaning out my kidneys. It started working on my thing. So that CMOS product, I mean, it's that natural. Do you know that I am going to create the first Black-owned health store, holistic store? What's the doctor name? Dr. Sabit starts with an S, with all of these natural healing products.
Dr. Sebi.
Dr. Sebi is my idol. Dr. Sebi will give you some products, and those products work. And that's a reason why they want to keep them off the market. But I'm going to bring them in the market, and we're going to bring them in together.
All right. Well, I'm going to give you a break for just a second because we do have some questions in the comments. And again, we'd like to thank all of our viewers for tuning in. If you are watching, please share this broadcast across your social media page. Again, we have Timothy Waters on the show, a community grocery store out of Florence, South Carolina. It is a co-op concept, and he is looking for entrepreneurs, and particularly those who are producing and want to sell Black products. So we have Gary Hill from New Jersey, and also Priscilla Fuller, who is one of our regulars, asking, how do I get a product on your shelf? And Priscilla Fuller asked the same thing. How do we get these products distributed more widely as well?
Can you hit is there any way you can pop up the link that they can go to where they can become a vendor? Vendor,
sure. Mm-hmm.
The vendor link. What you can do is you can go on this QR code, and this QR code will walk you through the process. It's AI backed. It will walk you through the process of signing up. And once you sign up, I will be in contact with you to get your product. If your product has a label on it, and it has an SQ code, and it has the ingredients, and it has a stamp, I can put your product on my shelf now. If you have a product that's not going to be consumed, like if you make hats or jewelry, if you make something that's not going to be consumed, then you just got to get a label and I can put it in there. But if you're going to have a product that's going to be eaten by somebody, you have to have this on it. If you don't have it on it, like this product right here, if you don't have it on, I can take your product from this and turn it into this. Do you know, and I'm going to say this real quickly. If you need to Google Master P and Snoop Dogg when they tried to put the cereal in Walmart. The reason that they weren't successful, Master P and Snoop Dogg were two of the most richest people in Black people that I know, but they were not able to put their product in the Walmart because you got to be able to control the store. By us having the store, this community grocery store, now I can develop your product, manufacture your product, and then put it on the shelves. Now, what I also can do is because of AI, I can take your product and put it all over the world.
And that's fantastic. Yeah, because distribution is a big, probably a big challenge for a lot of entrepreneurs. Yeah, who need to, as Priscilla mentioned, distribute their products more widely. Let's see, what other questions do we have? Bliss M asks, do you support local farmers' products in your community grocery store?
Yeah, that's a good question. I want you to Google Kia Boyd and John Boyd of the National Black Farmers Association. I work with a lot of farmers in Teresa, Washington. Right now, we're setting up where we're going to get farmers from all. As a matter of fact, I got a black diamond watermelon that came from a farmer this morning. This black diamond watermelon was in the ground this morning. And I got this from an African-American farmer, and it looks, you can smell the sweetness. You know what? Do you want to know where the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice came from? That came from the more dark texture of a plant, the sweeter it is. That's where that came from. I mean, well, it also came from us, but that's where that came from. And I got this Jubilee. I got the Jubilee as well. I got this Jubilee. So I have African-American products that were not only made, but also grown by us. So now let's create that circle of sustainability by putting them in the store and letting that dollar stay in our neighborhood for at least a month.
Mm-hmm. So your previous watermelon, was that seedless?
Yes, that was a seedless. There's a conception that seedless watermelons are sweet. Which one is sweeter? The seedless watermelons or the unseeded watermelons? What makes
unseeded?
Unseeded.
The ones with the seeds, to me. I mean,
you know what? You know why those ones with the seeds are sweeter? Because the germination process in the seeds keep producing the sweet nectar as it ripens. When you take the seed out of something, it doesn't have that natural flavor. So let me tell you something. We are on to something. I mean, God is moving. This is beyond. One thing I'm going to say this, and I'm going to let this go. There's no way in the world I could do this without divine intervention. And God is, I don't know how religious your show is or what, go down that rabbit hole, but God has put us on a mission to come together as a people like never before. And just your platform is allowing me to come out and make this happen. Somebody's sitting in their kitchen right now with the recipe that can change their life. Mm-hmm. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. No, and don't let nobody tell you your recipe ain't good. That's a misconception. Most of the famous cookies, most of the things that you eat now were made by us. By us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. It was one issue I have, but Tim, with today's baking, for example, that's being made. You know, the use of soybean oil, to me, is a negative. If you did any research at all, that's not some of the best cooking oil, right?
Yeah, no.
But they use it for other purposes. You know, they even use it in paint. Okay, okay, yeah, in Detroit, in painting cars and all that kind of stuff. But you don't. Do you use it as any products that is yours, which is soybean based, and do you look at that as something that's on par, that's healthy with anything else in your store?
Well, what we try to do is most of our products. This comes out of this product right here is the bath salt that you made out of. It comes from Colorado. Let me read you the ingredients that's in her bath salt. The ingredients in her bath salt is baking powder, cornstarch, olive oil, citric acid, Epsom salt water, and coloring. You don't hear any of the H2O5 and 6704. And let me tell you about this. What makes this detergent so bad? Let me give you the ingredients in this detergent. The ingredients in this detergent is water, sulfite, fabric whitener, and fabric pregnancy, and that's it. Because and this product has the halal symbol. What it means is that this is a plant-based product. See, you got to start washing. And this right here, I got a true story on this. This is the this product right here. This guy took this product and he started washing his kids' clothes. And when he ran out, he went and bought some of the other product. I'm not going to show that, but he brought some of the other product. And the kids started itching. You know why those kids started itching? Because, see, once those chemicals are taken out, let me tell you something, Mr. McQueen. You hit it on the head. That soy-based product will eat your hole in your skin and your stomach. So now we're learning from chemists and learning from people that we make fresh products in our thing. I started using this right here. I started using this. This is soap made with goat. Let me tell you ingredients in this: goat milk, goat milk and black soap mixed together. You talking about
that sounds good.
You talking about me? You almost want to chew it. If this get guess what? I'm gonna tell you something. You don't gonna believe it. If this soap get in your eye, it does not burn. It does not burn, and goat milk ain't gonna burn you. And I'm gonna tell you, when you get this bottle, man, it got my whole office smelling delicious. I started cooking.
Well, you know what, Mr. Tim, I can't help but call you Mr. Tim. It's great that you are promoting organic products that don't have all of the dyes and the colors and preservatives and all of that. And I know that it's probably difficult for some vendors or manufacturers or whatever to produce products that they really want to sell and put in stores, without doing, some type of a preservative or whatever. But is it your premise that what you sell in your store is, organic or chemical free, or is it just that you try your best to make sure that you have those types of products as much as possible in the store? Because I want people to be clear about, what it is that you allow in your store versus what you don't allow in your store.
Well, what I try to do is, now you got to carry like some of the products that are name brand. That's just because we're accustomed to buying those products. But what happened is that what I'm doing now is I'm going to the more holistic, natural products that are free from all of those chemicals that can really hurt you. And what I found out is most of the people that can produce those chemicals, see, the big box don't want you to produce those, because once you start using those products, you're gonna stop itching. Your body's gonna go through a regeneration that never before. Like when I put this goat soap on my face the other day. My wife said, where you going? I said, I'm going to work. I had this goat milk. I will put me some of this on tonight. So let me tell you something, sir. And Miss Davis, I've hit a revolutionary. He's not on right now, but I got a partner. He's 70. He's a little older gentleman, and he is mentoring me on how to take these products and bring it to the product. And what made it so strong is the fact that we have Procter & Gamble. If you make some cereal right now and you go to Walmart, Kellogg's cornflakes is not going to let you sell no cornflakes to Walmart. They're going to say, Walmart, get out there. But guess what? You can bring grandma cornflakes to community grocery and we're going to roll them out. We're going to roll them out. We're probably heading to Conway to build a store. I know that's where we headed, because the concept that I created is one that is revolutionized. Think about it. You go into a community and you sell shares to that store first. Then you go back into that community and you get products from that community. And then the third thing, you open up the store in the community. And what we do is create that circle of sustainability. Now, my goal is to raise $1 million by asking $1 from 1 million African Americans to buy $1 million worth of product from us. Once that circle of sustainability keeps in, you're not going to be able to break it. And someone says, well, Tim, I'm not going to send you $1. You're going to take it. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but I raised $5 million and I ain't took that. So I think I'm going to leave your $1 alone. All I'm going to do is take your $1 and spend it with your brother. I'm going to take your $1 and spend it with grandma. I'm going to take your $1 and spend it with Mr. McQueen.
So let's go back to the
return is $300 if you go spend it with McQueen.
Yes, sir.
Your rate of return is 300%.
Mr. McQueen, let's go.
Right. Tim, if you will, since the question came up about putting products on your shelves, and I know that you have the vendor code for people to download more information, but can you just tell us briefly, if I were someone who wanted to sell my product today, what kind of a conversation would we have about getting that product on your shelf?
If you want to have, first of all, I'm gonna pick a product, Mama Sue. Let me tell you Mama Sue. Okay, Mama Sue has a product that she makes it right here in Florence. So Mama Sue came to me and said, hey, I want to put my product in your store. She already went through, there's a process you go through to where the product is tested, the ingredients are listed, and then you can put it in the store. People make you think that that's a rocket scientist approach. Well, what I found out was it's not that hard, because I've got in contact with a gentleman that's in Trenton, New Jersey, that showed me how to do that process. And I hope he was going to be on tonight to kind of ask some questions. So what you do is you fill out that vendor form. And you tell us the product. Then my team will reach back out to you and get a copy of your product. What we would do is, if your product is vendor ready, we will put your product on our shelves for sale. If your product is not vendor ready, we will develop that product to put it on the shelves. Not only that, I have a concept now to where we can take your product and roll it out to 500 or 600 mom and pop stores across the country. Because do you know that the stores now are looking for, because the tariffs have caused products to slow down. Do you know they're looking for products now? They're looking for local products. They're looking
because of the tariffs.
Because of the tariffs. Because of the tariffs. And then I'm also looking for those post-pandemic people that developed those products and now they went back to work. Let me tell you how you can build generational wealth in your family. You going to work and getting a paycheck. But that soap you used to make in the kitchen, you take grandma's soap, bring it to community grocery store. We're going to wrap that soap up, put some names on that soap, and we're going to sell that soap across the world. I am the Ibram Torre of the grocery business. I'm getting back my goal. One product at a time. And I'm not alone.
So I'm going to bring up this flyer that you shared, Rebuild Black Wall Street. And you and I had a really deep conversation about this piece, how, you know, throughout our community, we always have or hear the conversations about rebuilding Black Wall Street. You know, that's why we need to get back to Black Wall Street. But when it's time to do that, people tend to either step away from the idea, that they don't have faith in the idea, or they don't want to collaborate and come together to make the idea happen. What you're doing is introducing the idea of rebuilding Black Wall Street. And even if it's one store at a time, hopefully it's within a community so that that community can just circulate that wealth throughout the community. It's still one step towards rebuilding what we all know as Black Wall Street. So you talked about, you know, donating to your movement. You've already talked about the $1 million, $1 million people, and explain, or at least give us your thoughts on why sustainability is so important in our community, especially. You know, it's really easy to walk into communities nowadays and you see their Asian markets, their Hispanic markets, but you really don't see Black markets, right? You don't see our stores. And so why is it important for us to band together to create, like you said, this circle of sustainability if we really believe in rebuilding Black Wall Street?
I have a book called Black History Do You Know? And what this book covers, it tells about what happened to our stores. Black cities, I'm gonna give some things. Freemantown was destroyed because it was an economic engine. Right. Folkestone, Iowa was a town that was destroyed. In Philadelphia, Pioneer Town. In Iowa, Monarch Town. In the Black Ghost Town. What you got to realize is there was a systemic relationship between killing the black dollar. I want you to Google a Confederate dollar. Do you know that on the Confederate dollar, they got a picture of us in the cotton fields on that dollar? We are the only race that's on money. And what's happening is that we're the only race that's on money. See, what happened is now is the time for us to come together so we can keep that dollar circling in our community. Let me tell you what this has done. This African-American product, I'm going in the seventh week of carrying this product. This product has been circling in our community for a long time. Let's take Conway. It doesn't take many. Just take that dollar and then it starts circulating. We are the eighth. We got an eighth trip. We're the eighth largest nation of consumers. We're consumers. We spend. Everybody makes money off us but us. But what has happened is because of the climate, help me if I'm wrong, Mr. McQueen and Ms. Davis, because y'all, what I'm going to say now, Miss Davis coached me on this. She told me what to say and how to put my thoughts into more positive actions. We as people are coming together like never before. Don't worry about what happened in the past. It's a big movement about economic regeneration of our own land. We can go now this is our time in the next 3.5 years that we got the current administration. This is the time that we can build wealth that'll take us to the year 2027. If we can, 2,227, we can do it now by taking that dollar that was ripped from us. Let me get my book.
We're waiting, man.
He's giving us a history lesson or some of everything, Brother L, right now.
You need to read this one.
Money.
You need to call the color. You need to read the color of money. Do you know what the Bank of America was? The Bank of America was the Bank of Italy. Do you remember this bank called in the Freeman City? You know what they did? They burned the records of all the, they said, we ain't got no, it was a fire in the bank and we burned all your records. Do you know that they systematically destroyed our banks and our system? So right now is the time for us to come together, because right now the dollar is so powerful. We are such a powerful people. We are, Ibram Toure told France to get out of this country. Now, I'm not for no dictatorship. And someone said I shouldn't be like that, but I'm gonna call it like it is. When he took control of his gold, now he's taking control. Just imagine if we start taking control of the gold in Conway. Just imagine if all of a sudden now we got a little building and we got 25 people and they all start buying together. It don't take a lot. Look at me. Tim Waters, tell it like it is. My credit score probably 200, and I own a grocery store. You know why? Because I got with some people that got some money. First thing I did was I wrote a plan. Second thing I did, I didn't mess with nobody's money. And third, when I got in trouble, I asked for help. So now, and then like today with this interview, Miss Davis talked to me about 30 minutes. She said, okay, now don't get up here. Don't get up here. You tighten up, Tim. Don't say it. Don't do it. And you got to listen to people. You got to be willing to listen to people, and people going to tell you some things you don't. When somebody tell you something they don't like, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear all that. So now I've created a movement. I've got another partner, and he's 75 years old. My meat man is 85. My financial advisor is 75. My spiritual advisor is 3 of them, and if you add them together, they about 200 years old. So I get the Moses put on me every morning. I get a sermon put on me every morning. Okay, what did you do? Come here. Come here. What you do? How you do? You can't be talking about healthy food and I see you in McDonald's. What you doing in a McDonald's cup? So let's get it. Let's get it, sir. Let's get it way. And I think we can. And I'm sorry if y'all seen the passion. And I'm going to tone it down because
someone actually said, I can hear the passion in your voice, and it looks like it's a positive message. And you are passionate about what you're doing, and you should be passionate about what you're doing, because this is your vision. And yeah, nobody's going to work it like you. You can only coach and mentor people to come on board so that you can build together. And, you know, some of the things that you talked about a little bit earlier, just a few minutes ago, were things that we actually talked to the participants in the summer jobs program. They had their first virtual class today. We talked about employability skills. And one of the things that we covered as far as employability skills was the ability to take feedback from your employers and feedback from your peers and from people who may want to suggest to you ways that you can improve. You know, they're going to be enthusiastic about what you're doing. They probably will celebrate your wins. You hope they will, but people will more so talk critically about you before they celebrate you. And you have to be able to take that information, process it, and figure out what you're supposed to do with it. If it's good for you and healthy for you, great. If it's something that you can use to improve, excellent. And so, you know, you and I were just having a conversation, and, you know, in my mind, this is a concept that is needed in our communities. And I think it's great that you're able to come on the show today and just talk about it and let us know. Mary Brown says, absolutely, this is a beautiful situation. And it is. And Marjorie McIver, who is one of our icons in Conway, she is the founder and coordinator of our summer literacy programs. She said, certainly we're taking a trip to Florence with our youth, and they need to see it, because we actually have some young people who are aspiring chefs and entrepreneurs. They need to see this kind of concept. So you're doing a great thing. You're doing a great thing. Gary Hill, I think it's the same Gary from New Jersey. He asked, how much does it cost to develop a product and go to the markets? Do you have any idea, ballpark, what it would take, or does it depend on the product?
Yes. They make these info commercials at night that say, send me $2,500 and I'll take your thing to market. No. We've developed a concept where we develop a concept. It's going to cost about $500 to develop your product. That means it's going to cost about $175 to take your product to get it tested. It's going to probably take about another $85 to get the results of that test. It's going to take probably about maybe about $75 to get the bottles, get the labels, and then it may take about another $65 to get a co-packer, maybe a little bit more, to make about 2 or 3 cases of your product. Then what we can do is we'll be able to take your product and put it on the shelf and put it for sale to see if it sells. And probably
he froze. Mm-hmm.
Devil is at work. He doesn't want us to
You see that? You're right, Brother Eric. We're trying to give them this good information, and devil is being busy. But that's okay. What I'm going to do while we're waiting for Mr. Tim to get his connection back, I'm going to show some pictures from his store. So this is the Community Grocery logo. I think this is his newest logo. And he's, it's a market. It's a grocery store. So he has some photos on his Facebook page of some of the things that were featured in the store. This is Mr. Tim outside of the Community Grocery Store. And as you can see, it looks like it's smack dab in the middle of a residential area. Look at the homes back here. Yeah, fresh fruits and vegetables. And here's some of the products that he was talking about. This is a Kingdom Essentials shampoo and conditioner that one of his vendors, there he is.
You see how quick my backup system went down. You see how quick I got back online.
You sure did.
That wasn't
That wasn't today. That's what we said. Not today. Exactly. Yeah. So
I ain't nothing to play with now. One
of the students used the word pivot today. Yeah.
Somebody doesn't want you to succeed, man.
That thing is cut off, and you saw how quick I pivot this now.
That's all right. That's good.
I knew to have a backup system.
There you go. So I'm showing some of the products in your store. I just went through and showed like some fruits and vegetables. This picture of you outside of your store, and then also more fresh fruits and vegetables. Here are the young ladies who have the delicious lemonade. They're stocking the cooler with their product. So, it's great that you actually have this going on in your store. And as Verdell Beckman says, the young people need to get back to eating healthy. And you talked about that earlier. So, this is one way to show them how they can do it by, buying foods and purchasing things at a store that actually pushes for healthy eating and the use of products that are free of chemicals and preservatives. That's a really good thing. We're coming up on time, and so I want to make sure that we talk about your Juneteenth event. So I'm gonna put this flyer up. Yeah. So if you will, kind of take us through this.
My Juneteenth event is going to be revolutionized. My Juneteenth event is going to be talked about for almost 200 years. What's happened is that I'm the only Juneteenth where you'll be able to come and do a pop-up and turn your pop-up idea into brick and mortar. I'll have my team on site where we can sign you up that day, and we can start your product development. And in less than 10 days, we'll have you in the lab putting your product together. Within 30 days, we'll have your product on the shelf. Now, when you pay $500 to do your product, guess what I'm gonna do? We can probably end up buying $500 worth of your product to put on the shelf so you can get your money back. We got a team now that's going to raise capital. I got a group now that's going to really get it going. We're going to take your product and we're going to put it on the shelves and we're going to make it happen. And I just want to say, for any young person that's out there, did you see how quick I pivoted when that thing went down? You can't panic. You always got to have a backup plan. The person standing in the corner, they was fussing at me all day. But guess what they say? You better have a backup plan. My computer ain't never shut off in 10 years. It ain't never went off.
I told you the devil's at work, man. Somebody does not want you to succeed, okay?
How my computer shut off like that? Thing say beep. It ain't never did that, but the devil's a liar.
Yeah,
God be for you. If God be for you, let me show y'all. I'm gonna end on this note. Let me see if I can find it. I know I got it here. Let me tell you something. Want me to tell you the most prized possession? You want me to tell you the most prized product I got in this store? Would you like me to show you that?
Absolutely.
Go ahead. Yes, absolutely.
I got me some old-fashioned Norton oil. I anoint the building, I anoint the computer, and This is a product right here. For you don't know, you kids, go home and ask grandma about this right here. This right here stop you Stop, Tim. Okay, Miss Davis, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But yeah, I got some not no. That's right. That's the most powerful tool I got in here. Some old-fashioned not no. Go ask your parents. Go ask. Y'all need to have a show on not no. Getting back to where we came from. Okay, Tim. All right.
We got you, Mr. Tim. Well, we just wanted to make sure that everybody knows as well about your Juneteenth celebration, June 19th from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 310 North Dargan Street in Florence. Food, vendors, music, art, food trucks, indoor and outdoor vendor spaces available. And if you want to register for this, you can contact Tim at that number, 843-472-7463. We'll share it across social media. And then also I want to show everyone your website. And while I'm pulling that up, if you'll just talk a little bit about what they're going to see on the site.
Okay, when you pull the site up, first thing, right. When you pull it up, you're gonna see rebuild Black Wall Street. And when you see rebuild Black Wall Street, we're literally rebuilding this Black Wall Street. Once you get an opportunity to log on, we're gonna have you come on and you can go and register right then. If I've got people coming all the way from Detroit, I've got people coming all the way from Chicago, I've got people coming all the way from Mississippi. And I just want to let you look at some of the products that's going to be for sale that day. So if you have a product, come to Florence and you can put it in that store and we can continue to sell in that store. If you have a product and you don't know if you have a product and the product doesn't have a label, the product doesn't have ingredients, the product doesn't have anything, I'll have a professional here, a professional team that'll roll your product out. So we're excited about it. We're excited about it. I've got spots still available. There it is. Go through that a little bit. I want you to scroll down. We shopping together. We got to shop together. Go on there and look at the circle of sustainability. The circle of sustainability is keeping that dollar in the community over and over and over again. Keep on going down a little bit for me until you get to, and then now keep on going down a little bit more. We got a little bit about power. And stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Stop right there. Young people and old people, you need to find out who this young man is right here. This young man is changing the nation because he's changing where our forefathers came from and taking back our gold. It's time for us to take back our gold. Come to the Juneteenth and let's get started, and then we can mine this gold mine together. $500, I can take your product and take it to market, and it won't be no snake oil I'm selling either.
Well, this is a great site, and you have some good information. There's even this Black History. Did you know? Is that an author that we need to know about?
Yeah, he's right in Columbia, South Carolina, Mr. Pratt, and he's got some stuff in these book. He's got some stuff in this book that will just be mind blowing. It's like he's got inventors, but he's also got. I know we got to go, but I want to read something. In Skeskety Village was a prominent African American community that existed in now Central Park in New York in the 19th century. Do you know we used to own Central Park and they took it from us? We used to own downtown Manhattan. Colfax, Louisiana in 1867 was destroyed. It was like the Tusker Massacre. It was happening all across the community. So this book really is a book of series, and the divineness of God is moving in this building and moving in this movement, and it's bigger than me. Right now, I need some people smarter than me. I need some people a little bit richer than me. I need some people, a whole lot of people younger than me, so that I can pass this on. I'm just a steward of this. But let's get together and make it on and pass it on. I'd love for your kids to come down because I'm looking to teach somebody how to write grants. I'd love for your kids to come down and spend a day with me and shadow me and see what I do. I repair our coolers, I fix the stove, I wash the dishes, I cut the meat, I count the money, I take the money to the bank, I get the quarters, but I'm also got the greatest, I'm the Chick-fil-A of the grocery business because I got a hell of a customer service skills. You saw how quick I pivoted and got this computer to working. I had a back.
He's very proud of that.
I told you.
I'm gonna be talking about that tonight. I'm gonna be like, you know what? The computer shut down. I'm gonna go on the back porch and I'm gonna start praising God. I'm gonna say, the computer shut down. And I got around and the Lord said, no, he picked it up. Oh man, stop now. I ain't no preacher, but I done been through enough to get some sermons now. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Well,
you got a
Mr.
heck of
Chairman,
a journey, man. Your journey.
yes.
Yeah.
It was certainly a pleasure to have you on the
Yeah,
show.
pleasure.
And look, and you're not going to fail, but if you want to pick up another gig, you can always be a comedian because you had me laughing here tonight. You have a great sense of humor, and you know what? That's great. You need to have the people skills so you can build relationships.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
let people, and let people see that side of you, that positive attitude and that passion.
This
And
is
so,
wait a minute.
Go
I got
ahead.
one more thing. Let me find it. I bet you I can't find it. This for my investor. That where it at? I bet you I lost it. Yes, I lost. I can't find it. Well, that's okay. I had it in here. I gotta find it. When I leave here, I got to go to the gas station. And when I got my paycheck today, I ain't got no but $7 because they ain't give me no more than $7. I ain't got. When
we
I go
can't
to
see
the
your
gas,
face, Mr. Tim. There you go. Okay.
when I go to the top, I ain't got no but $7 to put in some gas.
Well, hey, you're putting all into your grocery store, so that's okay. That's understandable.
All right.
But
You're just reinvesting, which is going to be normal. I mean, for a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The first 5 years, you ain't gonna have the first 5 years. You might as well chalk it up. You gonna have to put back in your business. I'm telling you
That's
that right now.
important for young entrepreneurs to know. They are not going to make it overnight, and you're
Yeah.
right. They can expect losses in the first couple of years, as a matter of fact.
Very much. You're gonna have some $5 gas days. I'm telling you that right now.
That's right. That's real. That is real
That's
talk.
real talk. That's real talk.
And
Yes.
it's not topping off either. It's-
Ms. Burdell said he was very interesting, great people's person. Keep that oil at hand.
Guess what I'll be doing? I'm gonna let y'all go. The people come. You can come to the store. You can get some grits. You can get some eggs. And if you tell me something hurt, you might get gnawed up in the line.
Well, we appreciate that, Mr. Tell. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so listen, Ms. McIver mentioned bringing the youth for a trip to Florence to see your store.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
I guarantee you, if she can make it happen, they're coming. Okay.
Okay.
So expect that, a little visit from some Conway.
what are your hours? What are your hours, by the way?
Yeah, well, that's a good question, Brother Eric. Yeah.
My hours are 9. My hours are 9 to 7. 9 to 7, 7 days a week.
Okay. 9 to 7,
Wow.
7 days a week.
Well,
Yeah,
that's convenient.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic.
Right.
All
So
get some of our youth. We get some of our youth to get there to go there.
Yes, sir. You got time. But I want to thank you for this platform, and I also want to thank you for your good energy. And I also want to thank y'all for the lecture before we even got on air to tighten up and don't get on here and act up. I want to appreciate that but I want to thank your energy. Y'all got a good way to segue. You make a person feel real comfortable. So I believe your platform is the platform. It's going to grow. It's going to grow. I just honestly believe that because I felt the genuineness and kindness in your questions. Because some people can ask some questions that's negative and have a bad connotation, but you kept your spirit up, and I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah. We wish you the best.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Yeah. All right. Take care.
Oh
Yes,
man,
ma'am.
it's good. It's good talking to you.
Thank you. Bye bye.
All right. Brother Edward, yeah, he was very interesting and kept us going. It was great to see him, to meet him, I guess, via the live stream. And I definitely want to see the store myself. I want to see it.
I'm gonna tell our audience, man, April, find all these people for me.
Brother Edward, once upon a time, I wanted to be a journalist, and it's kind of come full circle, right? And as a journalist, you have to do your research, and you have to, have some good sources and all that, so that you can, and you have to just be stay aware of what's going on. So I'm on social media for a reason. Yeah, there's things that I peep. Yeah, and I'm like, that would be a good topic or whatever. Just just to hear what people have to say.
Yeah.
That's what this community news show is all about, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I'm the we want to keep the focus on our eating habits and stuff like that, and what we're going to eat. He presented some good things for people to listen to, and what he's presenting. And I wanted to kind of put a cue in there for Mr. Abdul Shahid, who has his farm out there. Hopefully he's listening. If not, he will get the rebroadcast, which is what he usually does. I believe. but when he sees this, I'm sure there should be some connection there, we should make sure that those two connect in some kind
Absolutely. Yes, yes, because he has some unique things, out there with his, I guess, little mini farm or garden or whatever he's calling it. Right. And those things will definitely be sold in Mr. Tim's community grocery store. So
absolutely.
Yeah, so we thank everyone for joining us tonight and for all the great comments and questions. Next week, we have another great guest, Mary Cookie Goins. Everybody knows who Cookie Goins is. And she recently visited Ghana, beautiful trip that she took to Africa. And she shared some pictures and other social media, with a little bit of social media research. But she shared some pictures and everything was so beautiful. And she had a wonderful story about her inspiration behind the trip. And I said, hey, Cookie, why don't you come on and tell us a little bit about Ghana? Because it is one of the places that I would personally like to visit one day. And so she's, I want to, we're going to have to, brother, don't leave me now. Don't leave me. She has some great advice. She said, if you go, you want to go with someone who's from the motherland, who can actually act as a tour guide. And there's a wonderful individual that I've met here in Winston-Salem. She's from Nigeria, actually. And she said, well, anytime you want to go back with me, let me know. And, I'll be your personal tour guide. So I think that is the way, if you've never been to Africa. And I know that churches sometimes do mission trips and things of that nature. But now more than ever, I think there's a heightened sense of purpose as far as learning more about our ancestry and the significance of Africa and all that Africa has to offer. There's a need and a desire to debunk the myths about Africa, because once upon a time we used to see commercials that showed Africa as an impoverished land where people were really hungry and starving. And I'm not saying that doesn't exist, but what we don't see about Africa are the riches and, the technology and the things that really make Africa probably one of the most sought after continents as far as what they have to offer the world, not just their own country, but the world. And so it's going to be great to hear what Cookie has to say about her trip to Ghana, and we'll share photos here. So if you ever thought about going to Africa, next week is a great show to watch because you'll be able to hear about Cookie's trip and maybe even get some tips and advice on how to plan your own trip to Africa. So, Brother Edward, that's what we have next week.
Well, Cookie will also be talking about her recent recognition about her task or project of turning her parents' home into, for lack of a better word, group home.
Shelter.
Shelter. And that was on the local networks recently. So she'll talk about all those things.
Yeah, absolutely. So we just want to let you know what's coming up next week. And if you have any great topics for us or anybody that is interesting that you'd like for us to bring to the show, like Mr. Timothy Waters, please let us know. Just drop a comment on the World Community Magazine's page, or you can reach us through the website, wcmagazine.net. If you happen to be on my friend list on my page, you can send me a message there or even drop me a comment in the network, and we'll check it out. We'll see what we can do. So we just want to thank everyone for being with us tonight. Thank you all for the comments and questions, and we hope that you have a wonderful weekend coming up. This is Father's Day weekend, I believe it is. This is Father's Day weekend, right?
Next, I believe it's the 21st, something like that, around the 20th or something.
Is it? Let me look at my calendar real quick. Yeah, and
not this weekend, next. I believe.
No, Father's Day is this Sunday.
Really?
Yep, Father's Day is the 15th.
Wow.
Brother, we're already halfway into June. 6 months out of the year have flown by.
Yeah, but
6 months already.
Where was May? Do you recall?
We blinked, and May was like, yeah, we blinked. And then, of course, next week is Juneteenth is next week, so June will be gone in a minute. Summer comes in really soon. When first day of summer will be here. If it's, I think it's the 21st or whenever, or maybe the 20th. I can't remember. But July. Yeah, this week. This week is Father's Day weekend already. So happy Father's Day to all fathers. For those of you who stood in the gap and acted as a guardian, a father for someone who didn't have a father. Happy Father's Day. Yes, and even to those in heaven, we honor them as well. So thank you all for joining us tonight. We really appreciate it, and we will see you next week, Tuesday, 7 p.m.
Same time.
Same time.
Next week.
I'll make this one announcement as well. Brother Edward, the summer job kickoff today was excellent with the students who participated. And they really got a lot out of the kind of intro to employability skills. Next week, we're going to be talking about personal finance. And I even suggested that they include their parents in on the Zoom, because they're going to learn some great information about saving and budgeting and all of that. And, you know, if you're interested in something like that, let us know. We have a guest we can bring to the show to talk about that. But, yeah, so next week is going to be great. And again, parents, if you have a child who signed up for the summer jobs employability course, we'll be meeting next Tuesday at 11 o'clock from 11 to 12. And we're going to keep it moving. Before you know it, it'll be the end of those 6 weeks, Brother Edward.
Yeah,
going to go by just like that.
Absolutely.
Miss Marjorie.
They can celebrate.
Yeah, they can celebrate with a little change in their pockets, right?
A little change.
Yes. Ms. McIver mentioned that it's the Manual 9 Commemoration Month. It is. And they just had a beautiful, I think there were some sculptures or statues unveiled. And was that Benedict College or can't remember. And I hate to say that, but Ms. McIver, if you know, please let us know. And it was actually a beautiful tribute to the Emmanuel 9. And so we honor them and we thank them for, you know, what they did here on earth, and we will continue to pay tribute to them. It was Allen, thank you. Allen University unveiled it. It was beautiful. And Ms. McIver, as a matter of fact, we thank you as well for sharing your sister with us through all of the tributes and the memories and the things that you were willing to share. She was one of the Emmanuel 9. And so if there's, you know, anything else that you want us to share or any other comments or whatever, drop them in. And of course, there's replay with this. It's on YouTube. It's on the WCM Magazine website for the next week. And it'll be on World Community Magazine as well as the network. And you know, send people to the broadcast so they can see more about Mr. Tim Waters, and hopefully we can support him and what he does, and maybe one day bring one to Conway. So,
absolutely.
Yep, that's how absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So, Brother Edward, it was nice, and we'll see everybody next week.
See everybody next week. Thank you, April.
All right, you're welcome. Thank you. Give my best to Sister Joella.
Will do.
All right, take care.
Godspeed.
Thank you for watching the World Community Magazine's Hour of Power Live on Facebook.